A very overcast day. Here is the German lineup for you, but here's the German lineup. Here's the German lineup for you. Anto Buchmann, Carlos Boteras, Robert Hittes, Rafael Drasch, Oliver Payne, Umberto Pila, Phil Chesney, Leonard Becker, Bastian Hima, Sam Reinger, Fabian Hepes, and Clemens von Group 1. The Suzuki Wailers, a team from the UK, Tommy Jones, Gareth Kerr, Tristan Terrahan, Jared Robinson, Steve Wood, Warren Abrahams, Dylan Tiddle, Phil Woodhead, Joe Knowles, Luke Davis, Dumpies Avins, and Sam Showering. So, Germany versus Suzuki Wailers. Germany, we know their football team to be called Diamond Shaft. I don't know what we will call the rugby team. My co-commentator Hilary Taylor gave them a new name yesterday. But just like any German team or any German personality, very efficient, very well organized. Our match referee is Andre Karani, one of the top ranking refs we have in this country. And the Suzuki Wailers is a UK touring team, of course. Germany will kick us off. Germany playing from left to right, and the Wailers playing from right to left. The Germans in their changed kit here of black and yellow, and that kick does not go the full 10 meters, so it'll be a half penalty for the Wailers. The Wailers in their red strip, red tops and white shorts and blue socks, playing from right to left. Here come the Suzuki Wailers. And it's a brilliant break there from the Suzuki Wailers. Does he have the gas to go all the way? Well, it's an intercepted pass. And probably I thought he should have taken his chances of going all the way. And the Germans strike back with a counter of their own. And here come the Germans. Good tackle there coming from the Suzuki Wailers.
And also good continuity from the Germans once they turned over possession. And they're just keeping it alive, coming close to the Suzuki try line. But again, the ball lost in contact. Possession swinging back the way of the Wailers. And they have a player running out wide and looking as though they're intent on scoring. Keeping possession alive once again. That was Sam Showering, playing it through to Tristan Terhan. He takes one man down with him, and he has his support arriving in numbers. This is good continuity from the Wailers, looking to make an impact on the tournament after having a forgettable day one yesterday. Actually just letting the ball work for them, just swinging the passes, but that final pass was a bit under pressure, and possession going back to the Germans as the ball goes dead in the in-goal area.
Very frenetic start to this game there, and the German player there, Rafael Drasch, killing that ball in the dead ball, so it will be a 22-meter dropout. He kicks it long, giving his team a chance to chase this game. And the ball does go out. Thank you. Our match referee, Andre Karani. Very frenetic opening to both teams. Both teams going hammer and tongs to try and win this game, but it's still early days yet, and that lineout was not straight. So Andre Karani has the option of asking the Germans if they want a scrum or a lineout.
Mark is me, boys. Crouch. Bind. Sit.
And Germany just retaining possession from the scrum down, just swinging the ball out. That was
And that will be the opening try of the game right now for the Germans. That was a brilliant switch being done by the Germans there. And Suzuki Wailers defense got fast enough. The first goal there, Leonard Becker. Michael, we don't associate the Germans with this game of rugby, but I think they are one of the improving teams. I would say one of the top 25 teams in the world.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure about their ranking, but what I do know that in the 15th version of the game, they came quite close to qualifying for the 2015 World Cup, losing a European playoff qualifier against Russia. Russia eventually met Zimbabwe in the repechage, and Russia on the way to the World Cup. They still have a little bit more to do, but anyway, that's that. But it just also gives you the pedigree of the Germans as they prepare to restart here in the 7th version of the game at the Kasarani Stadium.
Yeah, they look like a well-organized team, and from what we saw yesterday, they're not going to. They're not pushovers. There are no slouches there, so they're a very confident team. Very much like the German way of doing things. They're very meticulous, very well planned, very well organized, and they lead here by 7 points to 0 here against the Suzuki Wailers, touring team from the United Kingdom. Dumpy servings there of the Suzuki Wailers.
Crouch.
Going to fit this ball into the scrum.
Bind.
The sun is out on the pitch, as I told you earlier.
And the pitch is looking in great condition, having hosted matches here since Friday when we had action in the under-19 category, both for boys and girls. And then, of course, yesterday, the preliminary rounds of the main competition. And, of course, today, the knockout stages of the Safaricom Sevens.
It's going to be a line out here for the Germans.
That's it. Scrum.
The referee says that throw was not straight, so it will be a scrum feed here for the Suzuki Wailers.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, Caribou is to the Safaricom Sevens
Crouch.
2013 edition. 2014, I beg your pardon. Here at the More International Sports Center, Kasarani. Lots of rugby action to come, so please drop by Kasarani, not too far away from the CBD because of the improved, thicker superhighway. So it promises to be exciting action there, and the Wailers with a chance to test the German defense. And there is a sin bin there. Germany down to 6 men. Some indiscipline there from the Germans. Could prove to be very costly for them.
Yeah, Suzuki Wailers now in possession and will definitely look to capitalize on the one-man advantage against the Germans, but they'll not do that by going into contact as they outmuscled a good counteract. But referee Andrew Karani hands the penalty advantage to the Wailers, quickly taking the penalty there and just keeping the ball alive.
Leon, there's a tackler. Went back.
Again, possession turned over and now in the hands of the Germans, just chipping and chasing. It's now a bit of rugby football, and that is a foot race. It's a 50-50 ball there, but Dampy's Avins was back home covering to ensure that the Germans do not add more points on the cards. The score remain Germany 7, Suzuki Wailers 0. If you're just joining us, this is the opening day. This is the opening match of the last day of the Safaricom Sevens. This is a bowl quarter-final match. We will have 3 more bowl quarter-final encounters. We will have the Morans play against Lions. That will be the match immediately after this. Uganda against the Sharks, and then Spain playing against Poland. Meanwhile, it is a scrum down on the Suzuki Wailers 5. Dampy's Avins again reacting quickest there from the base. But it's all 50-50, and Germany extend their lead. The try scorer Umberto Pila just pouncing on a loose ball there to make it 12-0 with a conversion to come.
Yeah, the Germans just a little bit better than the Suzuki Wailers here as we speak. And it's half-time, I would want to believe now. Half-time here in the first ball quarterfinal of the final day of the Safaricom Sevens 2014. The Germans leading now by 12 points to 0. With the conversion to come, which is good. So it's 14-0 lead to the Germans. 2 tries to 0 against the Suzuki Wailers of the United Kingdom. And a very cagey opening first half, but the Germans will not mind any of that. They lead here by 14 points to nil.
Tackling needs to be fucking aggressive, okay? Aggressive and in the breakdown. And what we need to do is move the ball, not move with the ball. Because they've got lazy defenders all over the pitch that we can attack, yeah? So let's be visible to that and move the ball. We're all quality players. Let's do it. It's enough for me.
We said it before the game, we want to get touchline to touchline. We've very rarely been in need of 15.
Well, they're a man down now as well, yeah, more than ever so, yeah. Stretch them, holes will come in the middle, yeah. We're not going around the outside, holes will start to
Männer, komm, jetzt müssen wir miteinander arbeiten, okay? Komm, Arbeit jetzt, harte Arbeit, okay? Komm, das lassen wir uns jetzt nicht mehr nehmen, okay? Das lassen wir uns nicht nehmen, okay? 3, 2, 1!
Deutschland!
Support this fucking right.
And the teams are done with their halftime pep talks. We are going into the second half of this bowl quarterfinal match, pitting Germany against Suzuki Wailers. Germany holding a 14-0 lead. Tries coming from Leonard Becker and Umberto Pila. The conversions have come from Oliver Payne. Joe Knowles to restart the second half for the Suzuki Wailers. Booting that ball deep, but only into the hands of the Germans. And this is Fabian Hempers, who just has a man out wide, retaining possession for the Germans as they make another foray into the Suzuki Wailers half.
Yeah, it's all the Germans right now, and that's a very good line break there from the Germans. Does have the support to finish this, and that will be try number 3 for the Germans.
And the second try for Leonard Becker.
Leonard Becker with the second try, and the Germans now just running away with this game. The Suzuki Wailers just really haven't come to the party yet. The disappointing first opening day, it looks like it will be another disappointing day for them, and I would want to believe that the teams which lose here are actually relegated to the Shield category.
Yeah, actually, the match schedule says so. The loser of this game will play at 12 p.m. against the loser of the Morans Lions Bowl quarterfinal coming up next.
Yeah, the Germans just a little bit slicker and faster to every ball, and sevens games on the opening days are very tricky affair, are very tricky matches. If you're not focused or not switched on, you tend to get punished. Can the Wailers get some points on the board here? Ball goes out there. A foot race between Dumpy Salvins there and his German counterpart.
Sure.
So this will be a line out for the Suzuki Wailers. Can they get some points on the board? They have pretty much been much second best. So here comes Devin Dumpy Salvins with a lineup, but stolen by the Germans now.
It's all Germany at this point in time. That is Anto Buchmann just taking the ball in, and now this is one of the new substitutes playing it out to Robert Hitters, who is let down by a handling error in a very promising position.
Yeah, he already contemplated scoring the try, but didn't actually hold on to the ball first. He needed to hold on to that ball, and probably that would have been try number 4 for the Germans. 21 points to nil. If you're just joining us, the Germans leading the Suzuki Wailers here. The next game will be between the Morans against the Lions, the Kenya team Morans against the Lions. And here come the Wailers. They're deep in their own half, actually very much in their try box here. They need to get out of there and probably make this more of a contest. And it's a loose ball, and that will surely be try number 4 for the Germans. $26 points to 0, and the Germans are leading. The Germans extend their lead here. A mistake there from the Suzuki Wailers just as they're about to get out of defense. Turned into attack by the Germans, and try number 4 for the Germans. And we can safely say the Germans are definitely through to the bowl semifinals. I would say the Germans were very unlucky to buy out of the main cup competition, losing to Shuja and to the Auckland Warriors, but beating the Sharks in the final game to finish with a record of 1 win and 2 losses. They pushed Shuja and Auckland very close in those games, losing to Shuja by 20 points to 14 and then losing to Auckland by 26 to 19. Can they pile on more misery for the Suzuki Wailers? The Suzuki Wailers on the defensive end right now. The Germans just controlling possession and everything there. Bastian Hima going to score try number 5. He danced and swerved his way past a very static Wailers defense. And the Wailers just hands on hips. And once you start seeing hands on hips, just know that players are tired. The conditioning not really up to speed, not up to scratch.
Well, William, you could also look at it and say that the Nairobi altitude has a factor, because you just look at the players seemingly gasping for breath. Nairobi's at about 1,600 meters above sea level, and it is a challenge indeed when many people come to play in this part of the world.
Yeah, Bastian Rima there. I totally agree with you, Michael Combo. The altitude factor could be a problem for the Auckland, the Wailers. But I guess the altitude also affects everyone. So they can't use it as an excuse. But probably, on the other hand, the German team is probably a well-conditioned team playing in the European circuit. And here comes another try for the Germans. And yes, it's been given.
Try scorer is
Anto Buchmann with another try. And this is proving to be one-sided. A rout here for the Germans.
Remember, you can watch these matches live on the internet on zuku.co.ke/live. And also catch the matches on the Zuku Sports channels 300 and 309. To our viewers watching us on free-to-air broadcaster K24, karibuni sana and enjoy the rugby from the Kasarani Stadium.
Let's make sure players are behind. Slightly behind. Play.
The hooter has sounded. Germany are running away with this one, 35-0 they lead, and it's actually 40-0, beg your pardon. The referee Andrew Karani puts a halt to the proceedings. Germany through to the bowl semi-final. They will play their match at 12:42 p.m. against the winner of the upcoming fixture.